about engaging people. That first few seconds. And then keeping them captivated long enough for them to be interested in the subject matter. Once again, it's the speed of light, the solar eclipse, things that I am up against. Years of indoctrination, not me, a lot of you guys. I'm up against liars and charlatans who are actively promoting the stuff that I'm locking horns with. I'm also up against a label, conspiracy theorist. I'm up against haters, idiots. Yesterday on YouTube, I did a post specifically for him, but only posted it on YouTube. I didn't want to bring it out to the other platforms, but the stuff that we go through to try and get a point across, it's all stacked against us. If I made a mistake, here's the thing. I was thinking about this the other day. When I did the laser Simon down thing, when you make a mistake, for some reason, there's a 10,000 views split between different friggin' platforms. What is that? The reason for that is because there are people watching and waiting for people like me to make a mistake so that they can then rubbish them. And the views are everywhere. But when you don't make many mistakes, they just give you average view time. The speed of light. Why is it that I keep going on about this? The main reason is because it's a tricky one. There's so much involved. It's not just the speed of light. These are just a few things. Relativity, LIGO, laser interferometer, gravitational wave observatory, space comms. Every single spaceship that people like me are telling you that did not go to Mars, or the Voyagers going walkabout, a light day away now or something crazy. Every single one of these things relies on 299,792,458 meters per second for the speed of light. Because they tell you that everything travels at the speed of light, all of these things. So, all of this stuff can be proven to be lies with one thing: understanding just one thing. What is happening during a solar eclipse? I've got all of that stuff stacked up against me. What do I have in my favor? What I have, I only have two things in my favor. Me and every single solar eclipse that ever has been and that ever will be. They are not going away. And the liars and charlatans, it doesn't matter how many of them are, how many of them there are, or how active they are. They know that the solar eclipse is a time bomb. Because as soon as people click onto what's happening, the lies are exposed. I spend my time sometimes talking about certain things, right? Do this, let's talk about this one now. But it's not counterproductive. People believe me on one or two of these things. Like I always say, it's not about people believing me over somebody else. People used to say that. Why should we believe you over all of the scientists? I don't want you to believe me over the scientists. What I want you to do is to understand. I understand using logic and common sense. It's easy. And this is just another sign of what has happened. How have they... 1 + 1 = 2. Always, always. These things. And what they're telling you is happening here. You have 1 + 1 = everything. Apart from 2. It's about understanding. It's not about memorizing or believing somebody else. It's about understanding what is being said about which subject. This one, it isn't complicated. It isn't complicated. But when we're up against so many little things, it's understandable why so many people struggle to get over the line. Many have. Believe you me, many people have clicked. People may understand what I'm saying about the solar eclipse, but then they believe the moon landings. It's like, oh, hang on. Or they believe the voyages. Or they believe everything they hear about CERN. Or when your favourite space agency says they discovered another exoplanet 25,000 light years away. When you understand what is happening here, you'll understand that there can't be a light year because there is no delay. That's why I push this one, because the rewards at the end of it, if people woke up tomorrow understanding exactly what is happening when they observe a solar eclipse, they would also understand that this number here is wrong, and it is wrong. I guarantee you it is wrong. So, we've been here quite a few times. Some of you have heard me go over this in all different angles. Well, I've got just 2 or 3, right? And 1 + 1 = 2, okay? The first thing we need to understand is what people are being told. Photons, 299,792 kilometers per second. I'm not going to do the whole get to the moon and then another 1.3. From here to there, 8 minutes and 20 seconds. That's what people are being told. People are being told that during a solar eclipse, when the moon is blocking photons, they have been traveling from here to there, taking 8:20, and then a shadow. They're also being told that the image of that thing in the sky, it's not the actual sun. It is a sun that was there 8 minutes and 20 seconds ago. Straight away here, we have our first 1 + 1 = 17. If when stood in the sweet spot on Earth, you're looking up at the moon, and the moon is blocking photons that have been traveling for 8 minutes and 20 seconds, okay? You are stood in the shadow of blocked photons. The reason you're in the shadow is because the moon has blocked them. That blockage is photons that have been traveling for 8 minutes and 20 seconds from the sun. Now, at the same time, you're being told, you poke your head around the moon, the sun that radiated those photons is also 8 minutes and 20 seconds old. 1 + 1 is not equaling 2. If there is a gap of 8 minutes and 20 seconds between photons leaving the sun and arriving here, how is it possible that you're studying a shadow created by the blockage of 8-minute and 20-second old photons at the same time as you can see the thing that launched those photons 8 minutes and 20 seconds earlier? That means that the photons that are being blocked, the shadow that you're stood in, is the exact same age as the light source that you're seeing in the sky. It's 8 minutes and 20 seconds old. That's what they're telling you. The photons, they've been traveling for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Hang on. That means that and what you're standing in are all 8 minutes and 20 seconds old. Photons are being blocked in real time by the moon, 1.3 seconds. But the photons have been traveling for 8:20. The sun that you're seeing around the corner behind the moon is also an image of an 8 minute and 20 second old sun. Straight away, the delay between here and here doesn't exist. How can it? Both things are 8:20 and 8:20 old. It's almost as if the sun may as well be, bang, right there. Say that it isn't so. It's about understanding what is being said. Notice that people don't check the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. They just accept. And it's happened for so long that now it's kind of very difficult to dot and cross. Folks, if the sun that you're seeing is 8 minutes and 20 seconds old, it's not the real sun, it's an old image of the sun, and the photons that are all around you are also 8 minutes and 20 seconds old, because that's how long they took to get here from there, what is happening? These are the same age as the thing up there that radiated them. Boom! It's happening in real time. Just 8 minutes and 20 seconds later, 1 plus 1 equals 193.6 squared. That's your first one. It's obvious what is happening, okay? The other angle on this, we know that it takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds for the photons to arrive here. That means that during a solar eclipse, the sweet spot on Earth would have been pointing 2.08 degrees away from where it's going to be in 8 minutes and 20 seconds. That means that whichever photons are being blocked when we arrive here, they left whichever sun they're talking about when the sweet spot was 2.08 degrees away from where it's going to be. So again, if that is the case, where is the sun right now that is going to be radiating the photons that we, boom, meet in 8 minutes and 20 seconds? Where is that sun? Is it up here? Is it here? Is it here? If it takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds for the photons to arrive, that means that wherever the sun is right now, all we know is a sweet spot was 2.08 degrees away from where the photons are going to hit. If it's this sun here, and the photons that take 8 minutes and 20 seconds to arrive here, that would mean go. 8 minutes and 20 seconds passes, stop, bang. we're in the sweet spot shadow, and the sun is also directly behind the moon and is also 8 minutes and 20 seconds old. 1 plus 1 equals 242 cubed. Again, it's more than obvious what's happened. Now, another one. I will make this the last one. If light was absolute, how do we think a solar eclipse would play out? What would happen? It's a bit tricky, isn't it? I'll tell you what would happen. When Earth, the sweet spot, turned into, bang, and everything lined up, if light was absolute, solar eclipses would play out, funnily enough, just like they do now. That is a bit strange, isn't it? It cannot be argued with. If light was absolute, as it is, everything that you see happening during a solar eclipse is exactly how you would expect it to be, down to every last detail. So, solar eclipses are playing out as if it was absolute light. But they're also somehow suggesting that it isn't absolute light, that it is finite light, that it is taking photons 8 minutes and 20 seconds to arrive. 1 plus 1 equals anything you want it to be apart from 2. Folks, there is only one thing happening during a solar eclipse. The moon is blocking the actual light source itself, not photons that have come off of it and have been travelling economy class for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. It's highly illogical if the light source that they're telling you is in the sky is also 8 minutes and 20 seconds old. The photons, light source, the gap is non-existent. Up against a lot of things here, but the liars and charlatans will be squirming every time a solar eclipse is coming up. Because every time people look up at the sky and see that moon position itself directly in front of the sun, it's so obvious that there is no light delay. It's almost like they are banking on people being distracted by anything. Just don't be looking at the solar eclipse, because it will just show everybody that we are liars and charlatans, and that 299792458 is a lie. And that is why we keep going bang, bang. We use their numbers, their distances, their diameters, everything, right? It is them who have come up with all of the info, and it is their info that is trashing their theories. It's the biggest natural cosmic event that Earth witnesses, and the beauty of it is everybody can see the same thing. Doesn't matter what anybody tells anyone else, it's up there for everyone to see. It can only be a matter of time. Even if I wasn't doing what I'm doing, right? Somebody would someday go, hey guys, listen, hey, this light delay, where is it? This is just a piggyback. Understanding this will just get so much of the rubbish out of the way. It will expose the obvious lies, space travel, communications, the voyages, the part of the solar probe, what CERN is doing, but it will also expose the liars and charlatans who are actively promoting this shit and who are getting paid for it. People are paying to hear that the sun isn't directly behind the moon during the solar eclipse. So it's kind of condensed as much as possible, but this is a big one, arguably one of the biggest, because people talk about all different things. Now that's not right. Understanding, not believing because somebody else said so, but understanding the very basics of light, something in front of that light source, and a shadow. It's not complicated, folks. It's always 1 + 1 = 2. That cannot be 8 minutes and 20 seconds old. Photons have taken 8 minutes and 20 seconds to get here from there at the same time. It's absolute. There's no delay. Boom! What's happening up there? What's happening down there? They say Earth, nobody on Earth would realise the sun had turned out for 8 minutes and 20 seconds if it turned off. But how does that work? Surely, if those are 8 minutes and 20 seconds old, and that is, if it turned off, we are stood in the shadow of, it would all go off. Light is absolute. You cannot separate any of the radiated light from a light source from the light source itself. If it turns off, bang, all of the light it was radiating disappears with it. It's not gonna turn off and still light comes this way for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. What would people here be seeing? If the light source disappears, how on earth would there be a shadow? That's what they're saying. It could turn off and you wouldn't know for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. So right in that second, the very beginnings of totality, it's just about to start, what they're saying is that sun could go out and you wouldn't know. You would still see an image of the sun somehow for 8 minutes and 20 seconds because that's how long it takes. It's 1 + 1 = 52.6. Folks, it's there, it's right in front of you. There's footage, solar eclipse footage. It is not complicated. It's understanding that photons are a myth. It is the light source itself that is being blocked. As soon as it turns off, nothing keeps traveling forever, as they suggest the photon does. That's why we keep doing what we're doing. And that is why I keep hammering the solar eclipse. It is so obvious when people do finally understand how basic it is. Liars and charlatans, can't wait for that day when everybody turns and looks at them and says, seriously? You did this to us? All of it and more. Anything that has had those 9 digits in it as an equation to work something out was wrong. Not wrong, it's an obvious lie. Because light is absolute. And there is, for a few minutes before we get to 30, there is also the angle, right? It's never been about this for me.
if light did travel at 299,792 kilometers per second, right? It doesn't matter how you look at this. There is no light delay. It doesn't matter how far away the sun is from the moon, from us. There is no light delay. So it could be a local sun. It's an angle. I never relate the eclipse to a flat earth theory because I don't want to make it about that. My point is there is no delay. It's absolute light. There is no delay. The door for a flat earth is wide open. It doesn't matter what anybody says. These are all lies. All of this, they're lies. Light is absolute. There is no delay. Knowing that all of that is a lie, and it is, all it takes is understanding that there is no light delay. The sun could be anywhere. I wouldn't like to call it anymore. No way. My goal is to make people understand what they're seeing using logic and common sense. Seeing what's happening and believing something totally different. It's because there is a short circuit somewhere. Logic has become illogical, and it's just a mix-up. 1 + 1 = 2. When the moon is blocking the light source and you're stood in the shadow, the moon is blocking the light source. You are stood in the shadow. It's all happening in real time. There's no light delay. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. That's all it's about. All right, folks, have a great Monday, and I will probably see you later on. Hope I didn't forget anything. Freaking lies and charlatans. All right, folks, laters.